Hello friends, welcome to our channel Known Nuggets, a place where you will gain information through nuggets of knowledge. In today's video, we will talk about personal auto insurance coverages and discounts and credits offered by insurance companies for personal auto insurance. So let's begin. Personal auto insurance is a type of insurance policy that protects people who own and operate a private passenger vehicle. It protects policyholders against financial losses caused by car accidents or other vehicle related incidents. Personal auto insurance policies typically cover both damage to the policyholder's own vehicle and damage to other people's property, such as other vehicles and buildings. The policy may also cover injuries to the policyholder or other people involved in the accident, as well as medical expenses incurred as a result of accident. Personal auto insurance policies typically include a variety of coverage options from which policyholders can select to meet their specific needs. This type of insurance protects the driver, his or her spouse, and any other family members living in the same household. Personal auto insurance typically covers third parties who drive the vehicle with policyholders' permission. Now, there are several factors that impact rating, which is used for calculating the personal auto insurance premium. So a motor vehicle owner's insurance premium is usually determined by these factors. So let's discuss these factors. The very first is the type of vehicle. Now personal auto insurance covers a variety of vehicles that can be used for personal use, like regular cars, customized vehicle, classic vehicles, motorhomes, recreational trailers, and others. So these all type of vehicles have different rating structure. So type of vehicle is one of the factor. Another factor is age, gender, marital status of covered drivers. Now the drivers which are listed on the personal auto insurance policy may vary with their different age, gender, and marital status. So a 30-year-old married male is considered differently than a 18-year-old student. Right. The other factor is their primary location and garaging location of covered vehicles. Now, it also depends where the vehicle is garaged. Whether it is in the crowded area, right? You're living in a crowded area or you're living in a country with a lot of options for garaging. So there are different, ratings that can be applied on based on location. Then we have driving records for covered drivers. Now, when we talk about driving records, we mean violations, accidents, various claims that occurred in the past year. Those all impact rating. So higher the number of violations, higher the number of accidents, higher is the premium. It may even result in denying the auto insurance by insurance company. Last but not least, vehicle use. So rating factor is also determined by the usage of vehicle, whether it is used for pleasure purposes or it is used for regular commutation to work or home, right? Even business use, certain kind of business use are also permitted, or whether you're using the vehicle for farm. So those are all factors that can impact rating. So let's talk about personal auto insurance coverages. Auto insurance coverages broadly are divided into two sections. One is liability coverage and another is coverages for damage to your vehicle. Now to understand what is liability coverage, please look for our video on property and casualty insurance, in which Casualty insurance is liability insurance, and we have covered here there what are the liability insurance. Now, one of the liability insurance covered here is bodily injury coverage. So bodily injury coverage compensates others for bodily injury caused by an automobile accident in which the insured was involved. It does not cover bodily injury that the insured may sustain. So it is for those people who are involved in the accident other than insured. Then we have property damage coverage. Property damage coverage protects the insured against damage to the vehicles or property of others. So if you are driving and let's say you are involved in an accident in which other people are injured and other people's property or vehicle is damaged, then bodily injury coverage and property damage coverage comes into picture. Then we have medical payments coverage. So this is the coverage for bodily injury caused by an accident to the insured or family members living with the insured. So it covers for the person who is driving or the family members of the person who is driving in the car. Then we have uninsured motorist coverage. Now it protects the insured in the event that he or his family members are injured or property is damaged as a result of a driver who does not have auto liability insurance. Let's say you are driving and you met with an accident and the driver who is at fault or the driver who hits you, he does not have insurance. So what will happen is that your insurance company will compensate using uninsured motorist coverage. Then we have underinsured motorist coverage. Underinsured protects the insured in the event that he or his family are injured or insured property is damaged as a result of a driver who has less automobile liability limits than the insured currently carries. So let's take an example where a motorist rammed into your home and your home is destroyed or damaged, and the damage to your home uh, is very high. Let's say it is more than the limit that the driver who rammed into carries through his insurance policy, right? Then underinsured motorist coverage will come into picture because insurance company up to that limit which he carries will be provided or will be compensated using his limits, and then your insurance company will compensate you using underinsured motorist coverage. So I hope you understand the difference between uninsured and underinsured motorist coverages. And then we have personal injury protection or PIP. PIP coverages not only covers reasonable and necessary medical and hospital expenses when an insured is involved in a covered loss, but it can also assist you with other expenses like disability while you are recovering. Now, PIP is almost similar to medical payments, and PIP is not provided by all states in USA. It is only for the very specific states that provide personal injury protection. Now, the coverage for damage to your vehicle. So far you see liability coverages and bodily injury coverages, or the coverages that can cover your injuries or your family members' injuries. But what about the injuries to your vehicle, right? So it's the collision coverage. Now, collision coverage covers an insured vehicle's accidental loss as a result of a collision with another object, that is, another vehicle, tree, etc. Even if the collision was not the insured's fault, the insurer will pay to repair the damage. Then we have comprehensive coverage. Comprehensive insurance covers accidental loss to an insured vehicle that is not the result of a collision. It includes theft of all or a portion of vehicle, glass breakage, and damage caused by a fire, windstorm, hail, water, falling objects, vandalism, explosion, or hitting a bird or animal. Now, these both coverages, they do not carry any limit. It is basically a deductible that you choose. Now what is deductible we will discuss further in this video, but just remember that for collision and comprehensive you choose a deductible. Okay, and higher the deductible, lower the premium. And why is that the case? You will see when we will discuss deductible in the later in the video. Okay, then another coverage is towing and labor, that pays for labor and towing costs when a vehicle becomes disabled. So if your vehicle is disabled, it's not always that it will meet with an accident. It may be, disabled while you are driving, the engine stops working. At that time, you need your vehicle to be towed to the nearest garage, and then this coverage comes into picture, that is towing and labor. Then we have rental reimbursement. It covers the cost of renting a vehicle if the insured vehicle is in an accident or stolen. Comprehensive and collision coverage is required for having this coverage. So let's say your vehicle met with an accident and is in repair now, right? And you don't have vehicle because the vehicle you own is in garage being repaired. So what you will do? You will rent a vehicle. So insurance company will cover the cost of renting that vehicle in such scenarios. Now that depends on what is the coverage that you have took for rental reimbursement, or the limits for that you opted for rental reimbursement. Okay, so I hope the coverages are clear. Now let's talk about discounts and credits that are offered by insurance companies for the personal auto insurance. The first one is multi-car discount. So when more than one vehicle is insured on the same policy, a multi-car discount is applied. Very simple. Let's say you have 2 or more cars covered in the insurance policy, then this multi-car discount will be applied. Company car discount. So if a non-owned company car is provided on a full-time basis, an insured owner of one personal auto is eligible for this discount. So if you have a non-owned company car also in your insurance policy, then this can be applied. Home and auto insurance. So when both auto and home policies are written with the same company, a discount is applied. Now if your insurance company from which you are taking the auto insurance also provides insurance for home, and I think you can look to our video or look at our video on home insurance to understand home insurance, right? So if their insurance company who is providing auto insurance also provides homeowners insurance, and you are taking insurance for both auto and home through that same company, then you can get a discount on both the policies. Okay, then we have good student discount. Now what is good student discount? Full-time students under the age of 25 who meet certain academic criteria are eligible for good student credit. Then we have driver education credit. This is available to eligible young drivers who have completed a driver education program. So insurance companies, even states run different driver education program in order to give education to new drivers about road safety and others. If you take that program, then you get credit on your auto insurance. Then we have student away at school credit. Eligible students must be at least 100 miles away from home and not have access to a vehicle. So if you have a student in your home who is in college and that college is around 100 miles away from the home, then and that student is listed on your policy as a driver, you can get student away at school credit, because uh, that student will operate vehicle only when he will be at home, he or she will be at home, right? So that's why you can get a student away at school credit. So I hope you understand discounts and credits that are provided by auto insurance companies. Now let's discuss some auto insurance terms that are used when you take an auto insurance policy. The very first is CSL or combined single limit. This you will hear when you will take a liability coverage like bodily injury and property damage coverage. So insurance company may ask whether you want CSL, combined limits, or single limits, split limits, right? So let's understand what are the combined single limit. A combined single limit combines property damage liability and bodily injury liability into a single combined limit. For example, suppose an insured driver with a combined single limit liability or with a combined single liability limit collides with another vehicle, and he injured both the driver and the passenger of the other car. So payments for the other driver's car's damage as well as payments for injury claims for the driver and passenger would be made under the same coverage, right? Then we have split limits. So a split liability limit policy or a split limit liability coverage policy divides coverage into two parts: property damage and bodily injury. Payments for the other drivers would be made under property damage, other driver's vehicle, right? And payment for the injuries will be made through bodily injury. So in the above example, when you you know collides with another vehicle in which you injured both driver and passenger, and also there is a damage to the vehicle. So in this case, in the split limit case, the vehicle will be covered using property damage and injuries will be covered using bodily injury, right? Then we have deductibles. Our deductible is the amount of money that you are required to pay out of pocket before your insurance will cover the remaining costs. So for example, if you have a car insurance policy with a $500 deductible and you get into an accident that causes $5,000 in damages, so you will be responsible for paying the first 500 of those damages and your insurance will cover the remaining 4,500, right? So that's why higher the deductible, lower the premium, because if you, let's say in the above example, if you had $1,000 deductible, then insurance company would have only paid $4,000, right? So that's why if you have higher deductible, you will pay lower premium. Usually people with new cars suggest takes higher deductibles because it is very less likely uh, to get into some kind of accidents, because new vehicles are generally driven very carefully than the vehicles which are old, right? There can be some mechanical problem with old vehicles and that can lead to accidents. So that's why deductible are usually lower on the old vehicles. Last but not least, VIN or vehicle identification number. So a VIN or vehicle identification number is a unique 17-digit code that is assigned to every motor vehicle when it is produced. It is used to identify and track vehicles as well as to verify the ownership of a vehicle. The VIN is made up of a combination of letters and numbers, and it can be used to identify important information about the vehicle such as make, model, year of production, and country of origin. So while taking auto insurance policy, the company will ask you VIN number of the auto that you are insuring through that insurance policy. And VIN number is very important because as soon as they will enter the VIN, they will get all the information about the vehicle. So instead of giving specific details about vehicles that okay, my make is Honda, model is Honda City, and it is a 2010 Honda City or 2020 Honda City, right? So instead of that, you can simply give the VIN number, and that VIN number will give all the details of your vehicle to the insurance company. Now VIN number is ideally located on the dashboard in front of your steering wheel on the dashboard, and it is also available on the driver side door panel, where details of the vehicle are available. Okay, so I hope you like this video and gain knowledge about personal auto insurance. Please like and subscribe our channel, and watch out for more videos like this to gain knowledge. Thank you.